Today we will start a new chapter displacing indigenous people. So indigenous, those person who born in a specific place or place by birth. So they are the natives, and here we will study the natives of America and Australia. So this chapter it tells us the story of what European settler did to the native peoples of America and Australia. We will discuss some aspects of the histories of the native people of North America and Australia from the 17th to the 20th centuries. So the process of colonizations of North America by the Europeans it began early in the 17th century. So as you can see here, the European colonies in the North America in 1756. So in the north as well as you can see them in South America. So you can see the process of colonizations of North America by the Europeans. Okay, it began early in the 17th century. So it was made up the hopes and the plans of the countless young men coming to the North America to seek their fortune, and you can see of wife following the husband, and you can see parents following the son and the daughters. So for about 4 centuries this crowd of humanity they farewell or say goodbye to the old world, and they cross the Atlantic and begin to live in this new world in the America. So here you can see, as you can see in the index also, different color indicate that these European countries they had occupied different places. As you can see pink here, okay, that is the British, okay, who made colonies in the in in the Northern America, okay, and then you can see this whole region of Northern America. And here come the Danish also, the Dutch, okay, they occupied the small region, some of the region, and then you can see this regions was occupied by the French. And same with the Portuguese also, these Europeans they colonies, how they colonized America. So as you see that the European country they made colonies, okay, so what is this colony? Is a territory under the immediate complete political control, and it's occupied by the settlers. And here you can see when we talk about America, you can see the Europeans are the settlers, okay, distinct from the home territories of their sovereign. So here you can see the example. The people who founded the United States first came to America to live as a part of a British colony. So this can be understood, as you can see the new settlers they pushed out many native peoples in other area from their original home. The European settlements in these countries were called colonies. Okay, gradually the European inhabitant of these colonies they achieved independence from their European mother countries, and these colonies became the states or the countries. So these native, the European settlers in these countries, they allowed the people from Asian countries to settle in some of these countries during the 19th and the 20th century. So now the European and the Asian from the majority in this, if we talk about the population, so you can see the majority is of the European and the Asians. So the numbers of natives inhabitant is very small. The natives lives in the village and are rarely seen in the towns. So the native have forgotten that once they were the masters of these countries and were in occupation of much of their countries. So here you can see some of the names of many of the towns and the rivers in these countries are derived from the native name. Okay, so here you can see for an example Ohio, Mississippi, and then you can see and Seattle in USA. So they have derived their name from the ancient from the natives, okay. And then you can see here Saskatchewan in Canada, and Wollongong and Parramatta, okay, Parramatta in Australia. So they derived from the native names. So till the middle of the 20th century, American and Australian history textbook, this was used to describe how European they discovered the America and Australia. They hardly mention the native people except to suggest that they were hostile to Europeans. So these peoples were however studied by anthropologists in America from the 1840. Much later, from the 1960, the natives peoples were encouraged to write their own histories or to dictate them. So today it is possible to read historical works and fiction written by the native people and visitors to museum in these countries. So we will countries. So we'll see these galleries of native art and special museums which show the aboriginal way of life. So the new National Museum of the American Indian in the USA had been curated by the American Indian themselves. So here comes European explorations of North America and the expansion of European imperialisms. So you can see the Spain and the Portugal. Okay, when we talk about this Spanish and Portugal here, okay, they had established their empire in South America. And then you can see here between the 16th and the 17th century. And then comes after the 17th century, France, Holland, and England, they started extending their trade activities. So they started their establishing their colonies in America, and you can find in Africa and in Asia. So even the Ireland, it was also virtually a colony of its neighbor England. So the landlord in Ireland were mostly the English settlers. So the European power, okay, they had established these colonies for collecting the wealth and to exploit the natives. But the natures of control over their colonies it varied. So here in the Southeast Asia, you can see the trading company, the East India Company, okay. Like the East India Company, at first they had profit motives. So here you can see, but they began to interfere. So earlier they were intention was to earlier or after also the intention was to earn profit, and they start interfering in the affairs of the native state and became political power. Then you can see they defeated the local rulers and annexed their territories. So they did not make much changes in the older administrations, and you can see administrative systems and collected taxes from the landowners. So in order to promote their own trade, okay, they built railways and you can see industries. They excavated mines and then set up the plantations. So here comes the word settler. It was used by the Dutch in South Africa, the British in Ireland, New Zealand and Australia, and the Europeans in America. So except French in Canada, the official language of these colonies was English. So you can see here name given by the Europeans to the countries of the New World, as they had given the name America, Canada, Australia and New Zealand. तो आप देख रहे हैं नई दुनिया के देशों को यूरोप वासियों द्वारा दिए गए नाम। तो अमेरिका, यू कैन सी पहली बार अमेरिगो वेस्पुकी ने अपने जो ट्रैवल्स थे, और यू कैन सी यात्रा जो ट्रैवल्स के जो उसके publications of the travels, okay, he has used in his publication of travel. Then आप देखते हैं कनाडा इस कनाटा से निकला शब्द है। इसको जॉक कार्टियर को मिली जानकारी के मुताबिक यहाँ पे इरोक्विस की भाषा में कनाटा का मतलब था गांव। देन कम्स ऑस्ट्रेलिया, तो हम देखते हैं साउथ ओशंस ओके में स्थित भूमि के लिए, लैंड के लिए 16वीं सदी में इसको क्या नाम दिया गया है, ये नाम प्रयुक्त किया गया है लैटिनी में, और लैटिन में दक्षिण को ऑस्ट्रल कहते हैं। इन द वर्ड लैटिन ओके, जो साउथ को हम क्या कहते हैं, दे यूज द वर्ड ऑस्ट्रल फॉर साउथ। एंड देन कम्स न्यूजीलैंड। हॉलैंड के, ये आप देखते हैं तस्मान द्वारा दिया गया नाम है, जिसने सबसे पहले 1642 में इन जो द्वीप हैं या आइलैंड है इनको देखा था। डच भाषा में अगर हम समुद्र को जी कहते हैं, ठीक है, डच भाषा में अभी हम कहते हैं जीलैंड, तो जी किसको कहते हैं, समुद्र को कहते हैं। नाउ कम्स नॉर्थ अमेरिका। सो द कॉन्टिनेंट ऑफ नॉर्थ अमेरिका, okay, it extends from the Arctic Ocean, okay, Arctic Ocean in the you can see Arctic Circle to the Tropic of Cancer. From the Pacific to here is the Pacific Ocean and to the Atlantic Oceans. So west of the chain here is the, you can see the Rocky Mountains, and is the desert of the Arizona, and here you can find and Nevada. Still further you can see west there was a Sierra Nevada mountain, to the east are the Great Plain, and then you can find the Great Lakes, the Great Five Lakes, okay, here, and the valley of the river Mississippi, and come the Ohio and the Appalachians here, okay, mountain. To the south is the Mexico. So 40% of the area of Canada is covered with forest, okay. Minerals like oil, gas are found in many areas. So it thus led to the establishment of big industry in the USA and Canada. So Canada is a big producer of corn and even fruits. So fishing is also major industry of Canada. So the people who had been living in North America before they came into contact with the Europeans were economically much backward. It was only in the last 200 years that the immigrant from Europe, Africa and China, they developed mining, industry and agriculture in the North America.